For anyone to lead a successful and fulfilling life on earth, there is need to acquire relevant educational experiences such as problem-solving abilities, higher level thinking skills, and creativity that nurtures his or her passion in life. And that is why education should be made available, affordable, and accessible to everyone. Hello, my wonderful viewers. You are welcome to the program Arise and Shine. I still remain Stephen. Today, we are going to discuss education and how accessible it is for persons living with disabilities. Don't forget to like this channel, subscribe to it, and turn on your notification bells. Share so that others might see it. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to all our excellencies, the governors of our various states, who are here to adopt and domesticate the Discrimination Against Persons Living with Disabilities Prohibition Act to please do so. The act is the only instrument that can aid our effective integration into the society. Once again, my viewers, you are welcome to the program. You and I know that education is one of the key factors of life. One of the goals of education is to prepare everyone for a successful adulthood. So no matter the level of education you have, it is for the good of tomorrow. Education can be in a formal form or in an informal form. When you talk about formal education, you're talking about Western education, where you go to face the four walls of schools, starting from primary, secondary, and tertiary level. There are also other forms of education where one goes to acquire skill, like learning trades such as tailoring, shoemaking, hairdressing, plumbing, and so on and so forth. No matter what form of education you decide to pursue in life, the important thing is that it makes you a better person after all. But today, we are going to focus our talk on formal education. We want to look at the challenges that are being faced by persons living with disabilities who are out there to acquire formal education, and what are the solutions to this problem. Like I told you, the basic goal of education is to prepare every individual for a successful and fulfilling adulthood. And so every right thinking person must try in life to acquire education at various levels. For those who have opted to go to school, there are some challenges that are being faced. And there are some equipment that must be made available for education to be smooth. First of all, we must start from manpower. We must agree that there is need for us to employ teachers that have basic training in disability issues. Just I always say, even when I discuss about health, I talk about persons with training as regards how to deal with persons with disabilities. And that is very, very, very important, because it takes somebody who has the patience, understanding, and abilities to handle a particular case to be able to do that effectively. So when you now have persons who have those skills, the basic skills that are needed to handle different levels of disability, then we are set to go. Because there are different categories of persons with disabilities. There are persons who have intellectual disabilities, whose problem is inability to comprehend what is happening around them. So learning becomes very difficult, and so such person needs special attention and should not be neglected or pushed aside. So persons that understand them should also be employed to carry them along. Aside from that, I want to talk about persons with visual impairment. These are another set of persons that need extra attention for them to be able to maximize their po ten tial in life. Why did I say so? Because since they cannot see, they need to be provided with special materials, and the absence of these materials or tools tends to pose a problem to them. That means they have to be depending on people around to do most of the things they need to do, and that is not good enough. So for this class of persons to be able to pass through the four walls of our schools and come out better persons, there is need to provide them with some educational aids. Somebody can be legally blind or partially sighted. The important thing is that he is unable to see like others do. So there are some instruments that are required that can aid them to perform optimally without having to depend on the other persons. And such vision devices are very, very relevant, and I highly recommend that they should be made available in our schools. For example, we have vision devices like the Braille system. We also have audio books, screen readers, voice recognition programs, text to speech synthesizers, smart devices with voice to text and voice operated commands. We also have large print books, screen enlargement applications, traditional phones with live buttons or visual keyboard. These are instruments that, when provided in the school or any environment where persons with disability are found, will help them to optimize their po ten tials and be relevant not just to themselves but to the society where they belong. The cost of acquiring these instruments that these devices that I just mentioned now is very, very high. And that's why we need the government to step in and make sure that these things are made available and accessible to every visually impaired student that is willing to pursue education at every level. If this is done, life will be made very easy for persons with visual impairment to aid their education, and they will be able to fix themselves into the society very well at little or no stress. Another category of persons are persons with hearing so speech impairment. These are another category of people that have a lot of challenges because they can neither hear nor speak. So communication becomes a problem. I think it is time that our government begin to think towards introducing sign language in our school curriculum and making it compulsory at all levels of education. Yes, when I say all level, I mean starting from the kindergarten. There's no doubt that when this thing is done, it will help to make sure that everybody, whether you are disabled or not, as far as you have passed through the four walls of our schools, you will be able to sign in sign language. And that means that every educated person will understand sign language, and that will make life very, very easy for persons with speech or hearing impairment. In our schools, we do learn foreign languages like French. They learn it in schools. They even made it compulsory that even at higher institution level, you must do a little bit of French. So right from the kindergarten, they start learning French. So it it will not be out of place if they fix sign language in the curriculum and make it compulsory for everyone. It will help to make life easier for persons with speech and hearing impairment. There are other devices that can be provided for people who can still use those devices, but it's not every one of them that can use the device, like hearing aid. Not all of them that can use that aid, but for those of them that can use it, it will not be out of place if our government should make provision for that. That will aid their integration as well, because we are talking about inclusive education. Inclusive education is that education where both the able-bodied persons, students, and the persons living with disability are placed in the same classroom side by side. And so whatever we can do to make it easier for communication to flow should be done. But no matter what it costs us, we should do what is right all the time. I know you will be wondering why I started with equipment and employment of trained staff without talking about access to the school themselves. Because for you to be able to be in the classroom, you should be able to access the building. Well, I didn't forget about that. The truth is that access to school compound is very, very important, and that access to school compound should start from the major road itself. The road to the school should be accessible. I know that in the urban area we have good roads, but in our villages, the rural areas, road is a problem. So road should be provided for us to be able to access schools, whether in the village or in the urban area. Because where the terrain is rough, it is difficult for persons on wheelchair, on crutches, or even walkers to access. Movement becomes a bit difficult. So we should make the environment very, very conducive and smooth. Then the entrance to school compound should be made level so that wheelchair can flow in with ease. People on crutches can move in without having to fall. So also people on walkers. We will not forgetting the entrance to the classroom themselves. They should make the door should be reasonably wide so that wheelchair can flow in without obstruction. And ramps should be provided. We have different types of things that can aid access to buildings, like elevators, ramps. We have rails. We have mechanical staircases. And so suitable aids that can aid movement in and out of every building should be identified and made available depending on the nature of the building. That determines the kind of accessibility assistive technology that will be employed. But the truth is that every school, both the premises, the buildings, entrance should be made very, very, very much accessible and conducive for persons living with disabilities. We are not forgetting rest rooms in our schools. The restroom should be designed to be suitable to everyone, including persons living with disability. For example, the toilet should be made to be at a reasonable height that will be convenient for anyone to access. Also, the toilet baths for washing hands should be made to be at a reasonable levels so that somebody that sitting on wheelchair will not have to struggle with something that is too high to wash his or her hand. It has to be a level that even somebody sitting on wheelchair can wash his or her hand without stress. There are people that are experts in this aspect. They should be called upon. When you tell them what you want, they actually know what to do. That's the truth. They know what to do at every particular point in time. We are all created to be able to know the difference between good and bad, right and wrong. That is to say, we should strive towards doing the right thing all the time. Considering the importance of education in our life, no one should be deprived of the opportunity to be educated. And so a conducive environment should be made available at every point in time. Well, my wonderful viewers, thank you once again for stopping by my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Share so that others might see it. Remember, whatever happens in life, the truth is that life must go on. Election in our country has come and gone. I know all of you voted for your choice candidate. Whether you are agreed or you are happy, the truth is that we must continue to coexist and we must continue to move forward in life. Together we will make things happen. With you, we will achieve a greater Nigeria. So keep doing good and keep out of trouble. Remain in the presence of the Most High God and remain blessed till we meet again. Thank you.
Freedom is now never. We are now winning to lose it forever. Freedom is now never. We are